your dad. I've got Dr. Scholl's in my Converse now, so I can jump up and down on stage. I'm getting old, but I can still get it up for you. So sit back and pass gas, cause it's time to relax for the Caffeine and Coffins podcast.
Dead ass, I really was not. Dead ass. But I'm glad that I'm on your mind. That's great. Yo, we got Nick here today.
Yo.
Boom.
Hi.
Nick.
Good morning.
Hey,
Good morning.
fuckface.
Hey.
What a great introduction.
He brought his own coffee, which is really nice. He brought none to share.
We're having beer mimosas today.
But
Well, you guys are all about caffeine, man, and
Right.
to get on your level, I kind of have to go the other way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're up here, you gotta come
Sort of.
down.
I mean, I had 4
I'm
beers
just always
before you
off
showed up.
where
That's
I'm
what you don't
supposed to
know.
be.
And then I drink coffee on here.
You know, a little weed, a little beer,
And we're sitting perfect.
and we're okay.
Got a little cocktail this morning.
Yeah.
I love it.
Most
I love it, man.
mornings.
Well, welcome. You've been begging to be on this podcast since the beginning, I think. I think when you posted about Caffeine Coffins, what was it, week 1, I think?
Yeah, dude.
Just
I-
knocking
I-
on the
I-
door.
Yeah,
It's
just like, guys,
day.
like,
I'm like, how the fuck did
I gotta
you
be
even find
honest.
this
Yeah,
place?
I heard
Yeah.
the first one. Good stuff.
Yeah. Can I get the address? He's texting Parker.
I was here already when I met you delivering packages.
I know. I talk about you all the time. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, you were
bring me
saying that
shit.
he knew where, when I was like, hey, I gotta give Nick your address.
I was like,
he
you
knows,
should know.
He knows where I'm at.
Pull it up in the
Yeah.
UPS.
Yeah, that's how I met him. I was delivering here, and he was loading up for a show, and we're like, I know this look.
Yep.
I know what's
Yep.
happening.
Oh,
You know the
shit.
stress and the
That's
sweat.
how you guys first
I
met?
see this
Literally,
Loaded
yeah.
For a show? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Getting a package.
Sick.
I think it was between your current band and Card Bomb at that point, right?
Yeah, I was in no band at that moment.
Yeah. Nice.
So the current band, Cactus Jackson.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it.
It's the whole goal. You know, when you start a band when you're a kid, and there's no professional goal whatsoever. You're just having fun with your friends, and then you get into it, and years go by, and you're like, "How did this all become a job and become so fucking stressful?" Mm-hmm. So I wanted to start a band where all that cool shit was there, and none of the bullshit. So like, we just do shit that's fun. We cover songs that we want to cover. We play what we want to play. I turn down shows all the fuck. We play like 2 shows this year. We're gonna end up playing 3 or 4. I've said no to probably 9 or 10 because I just don't give a fuck. I don't want to fucking play a random show on a Tuesday with a random band. Like,
Yes.
I want to play with my friends. I want to play with bands that I think are cool. I want to play with bands that I think are doing something. And otherwise, I just don't feel the need to interject myself into the fucking machine anymore because I've been there. I paid the fucking dues.
Yeah.
From the time I was 12 until I was 31 years old, I was doing that. I'm just gonna do what's fun now.
It's a lot of work to play a show. So that show has got to be...
We whine about it to each other often.
Yeah, the show has
You
got
gotta
to
walk
be...
away from your kids and shit. Do it for something cool.
Yeah,
Like,
it's gotta
you
be
don't wanna
fun and
sitting
fun.
on
Somewhere I can
Tuesday,
bring my kid.
fucking thumbing around. What am I doing? And your fucking kids at home. Like,
Yeah.
I could have just read her a book and not
100%.
fucking been here.
Yeah, family's got to come.
It's got to totally be worth it. Like when you write a song or like something like it's so much more evergreen. Like you can enjoy that song forever.
Mm-hmm.
Playing a show, you've got like 30 minutes and like it's got to be fucking sick. Otherwise, like
If you're
you
in
said,
Cactus Jackson, you got 19
Yeah,
minutes.
you got 19 minutes. That's pushing the set. Yeah, we got to talk a little bit. Get this stretched up to 20. I saw Cactus Jackson at it wasn't technically your all's debut show. Your debut show was Jabroni Fest last year, right?
Yeah, well, kind of. We had 3 songs ready. I used to be part of the Giovanni Productions crew that put that on. And so I just kind of, a couple days prior, was like, hey, because Spray Tan had dropped out, so I knew they had 30 minutes to play with. And we didn't need 30 minutes, so we were going to shift some things around. So I talked to the promoters, and they're like, well, we still got like a good 9 minutes of fuck around time. I'm like, well, pick a place, and we'll just play some songs.
Oh, yeah. What are we going to do with the other 5?
Yeah, and when that's part of the whole deal of like having a band that's just fun. Like, first show wasn't even planned. No one knew it was coming.
Yeah, that's
Like,
cool.
Our guitar player wasn't sure it was happening until it was happening.
Yeah.
We still doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we're in the car on the way. That's where we're going right
Well,
now,
that's what I'm
brother.
saying. We were already gonna be there, so it's like,
I thought we were going out to
wouldn't
dinner.
we do that?
Throw your guitar in the back of the car. We'll see if something comes up.
That's cool. I mean, fuck that. Like that is punk rock. You know what I mean? Like this. The let's fucking
Yeah,
go.
I just
Let's
want all
play
the
a show.
fun stuff and none of the bull stuff anymore.
Yeah,
man.
I
Like,
feel you, man. I feel you.
What's the cover of choice? What's your favorite cover to play right now with the band?
we're working on a Community Chaos cover right now, which is a local band that I came up on around here, and that's been super fun. And we actually, our bass player bought the house they used to own, didn't even know it. So like we practice in their practice space. Like
Nice.
So like the place where I went to my first house shows and I'm 13, 14 years old is like that's where I practice now.
That's sick.
So that the whole it's like the juju of the room is a whole different fucking thing, man. Like I just want the fun part back. You know, like it's like a weird Fountain of Youth sort of deal where like there's no expectation, and if they are, then you fucked up expecting that. Like I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and you're gonna like it or you're gonna not. The last show we played, we fucked up a bunch of times, and every time we did, we were just laughing. There was no like, what the fuck are you doing? It was
what are you gonna do? Make a You ever see a band like fuck up live and like somebody gets mad? There's like a video going around recently of like, well, it was like, who just got back together?
It was Oasis.
There's Oasis.
And then there was another one.
The James Addiction fist fight?
Yeah.
James Addiction.
Like, can you imagine? Like, dude, you look like such a bitch, dude. Like, what are you doing, man? Fuck. But like, you see that shit all the time. Or like there's another one where the singer's so mad at the drummer and he just takes his fucking. He's got like a straight mic stand like that, and he's just beating the fucking drum kit. And
dude, we played with the Ataris. Carvon played with the Ataris
two
days
sometimes.
Before that show where Chris started throwing shit at the drummer.
Yeah, I've seen that video.
Yeah, and so we played with him 2 days before that, and you could see it building.
Yeah.
There were many times where like he would turn around mid song, and while everyone's playing, you could hear Chris screaming at him.
Yeah.
Over everything else.
I think it's time to get a new drummer at that point.
It was rough, dude.
You know, like, because that's not fun. That's not fun for anybody.
Your band. Fuck it. Just get somebody else.
Yeah, just get someone
You're
else.
already hiring random people. Get someone that you don't hate so much.
Yeah, for sure. Because now the show is not fun
for anybody,
for
dude.
Anybody.
It's bumming everybody out.
And everybody's got to be on the same vibe. You know, if you want to have the like, it could go off the rails vibe. We don't give a shit. Like that's the vibe that everybody needs to lean in to. Mm-hmm. If one person's like dead ass serious about it, about whatever the parts or however it's going to go, and everybody else is like fuck all, that doesn't work.
No,
no. Everybody's got to be on the same page.
Serious enough to show up. Serious enough to want to do the same things, but that's about it, man. Like, when we got our bass player, he's a drummer. I'd never seen him play bass, but I love him enough that I was like, I don't care if we have to teach this motherfucker to play bass. This is a guy.
He's got the vibe.
Because, I just want to hang out with my fucking friends.
That's
and
cool.
Like, Rory is the easiest dude to get along with ever, and we were already writing songs together. So,
Rory is the bass player?
Guitar player.
Guitar player, that's what I thought.
Our bass player is Dylan. He played drums for And That Is Why and Campaign and a bunch of different bands in Atlanta. We've been friends for a long time, but I just love him so much that I was like, I don't even fucking care if he can play bass. Which, thank God, when we got together, he was a good bass player.
Yeah, she could do
but
it.
He was good. But before he even fucking shut up, I told Rory, I was like, I want him either way.
Yeah.
I think
if we got to turn it down, like whatever.
If we got to take a few months to teach him to play bass, let's just do that.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know?
I met Rory at like a pool party at John's like place he had temporary, and then
he's
a couple summers ago. Dude. Yeah, and then I walked into that Cactus Jackson show at Normal, and I was like, oh shit, that's the dude I saw. I met at a pool party a couple years ago.
Way cool.
Super nice guy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's always the way that the Athens music scene is, though. It's like you hang out with somebody at somebody's party or whatever, and then next thing you know, oh, you're in that band. Sweet, cool, man.
Yeah, oh, fuck, that's
great.
So you've got, all right, so Nick Fit, you're on drums, and who else is in Cactus Jackson?
Rory Riley plays guitar, and Dylan Knight plays bass.
Trio.
And Dylan and I sing together. Yeah, nice. I wanted to do that, too. The three-man just, I feel like that's the least amount of people you can have in a band, because, look, man, if you're setting up for a show and you don't have a bass player, I don't give a fuck that there's only two of you. Get a fucking bass player. Because I'm gonna go outside for a smoke now. I don't even smoke.
Get some low.
If you don't have a bass
This
player...
band has driven me to...
You don't have a bass player, I'm leaving. If you don't have a bass player or you do have a saxophone player, fuck your band.
No, shit.
100%. I would agree with the sax.
That's the title of this episode.
Don't like
Nick Fit, if you have a saxophone player, fuck your band, dude. We just got title. I always love when the title comes up. Usually it happens in the middle of the conversation.
Fuck
100%.
your sax. But if you don't, for a little while there were bands in Athens were doing the no bass player thing.
For sure.
Guitar and drums, or guitar, drums, and keyboard. We don't need a bass player because we have a keyboard. Fuck you, you need a fucking bass player.
Bass is fucking
sick,
man.
You need a fucking bass player, dude.
You ever hear,
I don't care how good you are. You don't have a bass player?
Even if you just got a
I need
root
that
note
low
fucking
end. I need
bass
something
player,
to fill it out.
100%.
Give me dynamic.
I want to feel it right here.
I'm an ass man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm an ass man.
Give me some bass, dude.
I want some bass for sure. Fuck, man. Is drums? Speaking of bass is the first instrument that I ever got into playing.
Okay.
Is drums first for you?
See, it's pretty much only I play a little bit of guitar, but only because I needed to be like when Dave was in Car Bomb with me. Noise Mountain Dave, that's my best friend. I can just sing him a melody and he'll play it to me. So sometimes we'd write Car Bomb songs that were all out of my brain, but I would just use his hands.
Yeah,
and it's just a
Isn't that
weird
cool?
thing we got. Yeah. But I don't got it with other people. So like
when you find that person, you
so
together,
I started trying to play guitar a little bit so that at least I can convey a little bit of a melody, enough for Roy or Dylan to run with. But I wouldn't say I play.
Yeah, because you drum and sing. Yeah, that's fucking cool. That's a cool.
Well, and that comes from necessity too. When we started Car Bomb, we were just so fucking bad that no one wanted to sing for us. Yeah, and I was the only one that could sing while I was playing what I was playing. So I was like, well, I'll do it for now. That's cool. It's 15 years later, and
did you end up just singing all the way through the whole project?
The whole thing.
Wow. Yeah. Then we do backups.
And now I like it. Yeah. We eventually got people to sing with me, but
because I never saw
when I started Cactus, I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But the way I started doing that was just playing in a shitty band that no one wanted to sing for.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I got to Athens, Car Bomb was a regular at Caledonia, and y'all were killing it.
Yeah, that was home.
It was totally before my time. And
way before.
And it sucks, man, because everyone's like, "Oh man, you would have loved." 5 years ago, there was so much fucking punk rock, and like I was like, fucking great. Or, where is it now?
I mean, it just has to be created again.
Guff, this, that. And I was like,
I played in Guff too.
Before my time.
The last year and a half or so of Guff, I was their drummer.
Yeah.
And then Charlie from Birds Like Fire and Guff was in Car Bomb for a while. Jay was in Car Bomb for a while. So like, there's a lot of weird overlap and.
What year was that? What year about was that? Where that punk rock scene was kind of at the top of.
In my opinion, it was all best between 2009 and 2015.
I was gonna say 13 was my year.
Spot.
Damn.
That was the fucking sweet spot where everybody was just on it and like supporting each other and crushing and like not having other response. Like some of us had kids and shit, but back then it was like it was real easy to just like Car Bomb and Burns Like Fire are gonna leave for a week together, and it's gonna be super fucking fun.
Yeah. Damn. I was in the Atlanta scene around that time, and it was the same way. It was just such a golden time for like party punk rock is kind of what I called it, I guess. And it's like we were all like a big fucking family, a few different bands, and like shows were a fucking blast, and people were just like at that cusp of like not too much life responsibility, still willing to throw down in the pit enough, like. Crack their neck, like let's fucking go.
I heard that crack from here.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
And now it's like,
let's all be careful here.
Yeah. It was
easy chairs for a reason.
It was a fucking beautiful time. I wish I had been.
If I had to pick a year for Car Bomb, 2016 really like we were practicing more, we were riding harder, we were playing well. Like if you like you just like YouTube a band, if you YouTube Car Bomb shit and you find anything live that's 2016. It's gonna be good.
Y'all started early though. It was like 2011, right?
2005. I was 17.
Shit,
I was a junior.
I didn't realize it was that long.
Junior in high school till I was 31 years old.
Same name all the way through?
Yeah, so it's weird because like at a point you're 30 years old and you're singing about a girl that you met when you were 14, and it's fucking.
Well, yeah, it's called Simple Plan.
So like, there was a lot of things like that where you're like, I can't fucking do this anymore.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be that band that was super active and then we're just not. So that's why we broke up and put a hard end on it instead of like just becoming one of those bands that just plays local every 4 or 5 fucking months.
Was it Burnout Don't Fade Away?
Yeah, so we just fucking put a pin in it when we were done.
What year was that?
2018. Roughly. We actually recorded the last show and put it out as a live record because we still had a record commitment with the label we were with. And so luckily he's a great guy. Shout out Adam Gecking, Say 10 Records. Love you. I just presented it to him. Like, what if I record the last show?
Yeah.
Are we cool? And he's like,
right. Where are you guys at with your current band in terms of recording? And maybe I missed it, and if so, I'm sorry. But is there anything coming out? Has anything been talked about?
We're working on getting everything written up. Like we decided we wanted 12 songs before we record because the songs are so goddamn short that it's probably going to be a 7-inch anyway. But we're getting pretty close, and our bass player has recording capabilities, so I don't think it's going to be that long before there's something.
Yeah, I think I was at like one of y'all's. I was at your first practice with this bass player.
Yes.
I was
Yeah. He was there when we were trying out the bass player.
We were recording like we were doing the That's Rad songs.
Yeah, he and Scott were there.
And we walked by this room, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is this, guys?" I was like, "This is some fucking double time." punk rock with some melody. This is fucking right up my alley. And we were all just like hanging outside the room. And then you open the door and you're like, hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah, they were just
I was
chilling
like,
outside the
I was
room.
like, what
Like,
the
just
fuck's
listening.
going on in there? No, you tell me what's up. What's happening in there? And then, I forgot about that, man. That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I met him delivering packages, and I met
Yep.
you eavesdropping on my practice.
Yeah. That's what's up, dude. I love
That's
that.
excellent.
All music connected, man. That's very fucking cool. So you were talking about, right? You know, we're talking about like being older and like, I don't want to be singing or playing songs about girls. But you do write lyrics, right?
Yeah.
So what do you
So
find?
these are all about boys now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Where's my dog?
Bromance.
So what do you pick up? I think that we all struggle. Well, it's not a struggle, but it's like that's a definite shift in being older and writing.
Oh, it's
for
been
me.
brutal.
So it's like, what do I try to figure out like what themes do you find yourself writing about?
I lean way into mental health shit these days.
Same.
It's just been, since, my whole life, dude. When I first heard the word depression, I was 18 years old. But the first time I remember feeling like I remember being like 7, 8 years old and thinking that like everybody's just sad all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like it kind of came around later, and so like of course I had all the like the girl songs and this and that whatever when I was young, but even through all the car bomb years, it got to be just more of a lot of those songs are just fighting with myself if you pay attention enough, and Cactus Jackson's no different, but I want the songs in Cactus to be warm and fun sounding, so that like if you're just listening to it and you're at the show, it's just a good time.
Yeah.
If you're a person that's going to flip through an album insert later, you might be a little bummed or like worried about me or whatever. But like,
I love
now,
that though. I love that in
like,
music. I love dark lyrics with fun music. Like
that's
dark
I
lyrics,
feel like
fun sonic.
You got to balance it out, because if you lean too far, then it's Depeche Mode and everybody's crying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Taylor was saying, Taylor, Here Be Monsters, we were talking about him earlier. We were talking about like lyric writing and stuff, and he was like,
Yeah, he has no other last name.
He's
He's in my phone as such, so.
Here Be's Taylor.
Here Be Taylor, Here Be Trouser Monsters.
That's right.
He's always like, put a light at the end of the tunnel in songs like that.
lyrics, yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's not a bad idea. Like I forget to do that.
It's it's the cave.
None of my the EP I've been working on.
Yeah.
Like there's no light at the end of any of these motherfucking tunnels.
No, dude.
Like,
And with punk and hardcore, you get a little bit more grace on being self-deprecating, where you're allowed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we were talking about doing a Cactus Jackson live record at Jabroni Fest. Like just have them record our set. We'll put that out as our first record, and we'll call it "Sucks in the City."
Yeah, that's
You know,
great.
But,
fun.
like you're not allowed to say that if you're doing something serious. But if you're in a punk or hardcore band, you're allowed to punk it yourself.
100%.
Yeah, I love that shit. So let's grab one of these out of here. Where's it been going? All right.
Why don't you be that
Look
one
up.
Here you
question?
go, Dad.
Thanks, man. All right. Oh, what's your gear rundown right now?
I play a Response custom kit. It was built for me in 2012, 11 or 12.
Awesome.
I've been playing it ever since. The company was bought by a guy in like 2015 or something that I still deal with once in a while for things that break or need to be replaced or whatever, and they're real cool. Cymbals, I'm a cymbal breaker, so I'm constantly trying new ones. So like
Parker hasn't gotten you on his little train yet?
Well, he was going to right before we stopped touring and gigging, and I kind of gave up on drums for a handful of years and just stuck everything in a corner and was like grumpy about it.
Right.
Drums. And so I'll probably go that way at some point, but my cymbal selection's always been different because there's always some asshole that's like, well, you can't break this one. Fuck you, I broke them all. You're all full of shit. Whatever, it's fine. Maybe I don't play with enough finesse, or I do it wrong, or whatever. I have favorites.
Drums
Are
are
you-
meant
are
to
you-
fucking
are you
hit.
busting through
Drums
heads
are meant to
I break
fucking hit.
everything.
Yeah.
I'll blow out back heads, bottom heads, just whatever.
All right,
the
Tyler, we're
first thing that
never
made me-
sharing a kit, ever, with Nick.
Yeah.
If we ever do a
Adam,
show
if you
together,
book a show with Cactus Jackson,
We're
don't
using
do the
his
kit
kit.
share.
The first thing that ever made me want to play drums was Animal from the Muppets. So like my technique is shit.
do you have an animal tattoo?
100%.
Yes.
Sex, drums, and rock and roll.
Oh, there it is.
Fuck yeah.
So my drummer, we were talking, he has no tats. And he's just a pretty white boy. And I was like, you got to get a tattoo at some point. So I was trying to get all the guys to get MTM tats. and we got really close, and then we couldn't agree on it.
Mouth
so
to mouth.
yeah. And then he was like, all right, well, I'm going to do a animal tattoo because that's what made me get into drums. So I was like, cool, great. So I designed this one with like a cross of drumsticks and like it was really like punk rock and all that stuff. And I still have it saved, and I have yet to convince him to go get
All
that
the
thing
best
out there.
drummers have an animal tattoo, dude. Parker's got one.
See, Tyler, god damn it, just be a better drummer.
Come on, guy.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, so back to it. So sorry, I cut you off there. Animal got
Spawn's
you into
custom
drums.
kit.
Got anything else? So okay, so symbol wise, do you have a preference? But are you doing like
I'm,
big name stuff? Are you doing Zildjians
Yeah.
Sabians, or-
I've always been a Zildjian Z custom person
Okay,
in
yeah.
general, but
They're
I'll branch
fantastic.
out once in a while, and somebody be like, like Pasty Root is fucking indestructible. I've smashed 3 of those, so you're bullshitting. It's just like,
Have you ever broken a ride?
Symbols
oh
are
yeah,
expensive.
I've broken everything that can break. Like I've broken seats. I've been playing
Well,
a
yeah,
show,
that's-
and
yeah.
the top of my fucking stool broke, like the post. How the fuck does that happen? You know
You
what
must
I
be
mean?
rocking.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
I
Breaking hearts, dude.
I
He's
break
breaking
things.
hearts,
I break
man.
things.
Do you have a cemetery built up? Do you have a wall of memoriam?
That's the other thing. I don't attach myself to stuff that way as far as drums. So I don't have any like
There's
my
a
first
trail
show.
of shit at
I
the
had
last
this
show.
purple snare drum was tattooed on my throat. I still have. I've had it since I was 14. But
Okay.
otherwise, like my gear just when it dies, man.
Stays on the side of the
Let's
road.
Go fucking break something new, you know.
But you still have your original snare drum, like the first one you ever got?
It's probably the third one I ever got, but it's like I was a snare collector for a while and would have like 20 at a time, and still would just play this one old beat up purple one.
Yeah.
that I just love.
I heard the term snare collector the other day for the first time.
Really?
I knew people collected stuff. They're like, oh yeah, he's a snare collector. It's Parker and somebody
Yeah.
talking about something.
It's a thing. Like when
gearhead
someone's
thing. Yeah.
someone's got a drum set up and their snare matches the rest of their kit, you're like, you haven't been playing very long.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
really
that's-
concerning.
That snare gets replaced quickly, and I don't even know why. It's just a thing.
Yeah. I was at a show the other night, the CJ your show, and Alex Morrison from Nick's, like I don't know what that snare he had was, but it sounded so
Oh, it
fucking
was
good.
it was
just,
punchy.
I think we've had mostly drummers on this show. Like
Yeah.
I don't see a
Yeah,
problem
yeah,
with
Scott-
that.
no, not at all.
I was like,
it's
hold on.
like, yo, drums are definitely the fucking coolest
format.
instrument. Like,
Did you
let's
not know that's what we're
Let's
doing
just
now?
keep talking to drummers.
Yeah.
This just becomes a drum
All right,
podcast.
you got to refer us a drummer by the end of this.
This is
what you got, man?
He's kind of answered this, but Cactus Jackson getting back into live shows. What's the difference since Car Bomb?
Yeah, he definitely answered that.
yeah.
But
Fucking the main
let's
difference,
do a main
dude,
difference.
is when I was a kid, punk rock was all just like accepting of everyone and excess of bullshit. So like, you could say whatever the fuck you wanted, to the point where like, there's a lot of stuff I look back on like, shit, you know what I mean? And now I'm so fucking paranoid of saying the wrong thing and getting blackballed forever.
Yeah.
I kind of
That
think
I
that's
just-
the world, bro. That's not just punk rock anymore, man.
Yeah, but the fact that it's in punk rock is
Yeah, it's scary
alarming.
and
It's
sad.
stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? Where you're like, I got some gray hair. I'm probably gonna bum you out.
Yeah.
Shit. You know what I mean? So you got. I honestly just try and joke about things that I like to call the safe zone.
Which
Where, like
sucks. Dude.
certain shit you're allowed to say and certain shit you're just fucking not.
Yeah, I learned that real quick when we started doing the That's Rad shit, and I was
gonna say,
like,
was
just
this
came
like
up, just
yesterday,
dropping,
or-
Dude,
just dropping.
Car
dick
Bomb
jokes
was together
and
for
stuff.
so
Fuck.
long that there was multiple instances over the years where we had to have a band meeting and be like, this word is not okay anymore.
Yeah.
We can't say this word on microphones anymore. And then like a few years later, all right, guys, we're gonna add this word to that fucking list too. We're not
All right,
allowed
we're
to
gonna
say
do the top
this
5
anymore.
after the podcast.
Yeah, off mic, because
Yeah, for sure.
fuck, it's like pantsing somebody in public. Like there's a point in your life where that's okay, and then there's
Yeah.
a point where it's really shitty.
I got pants in high school once, winter too,
See?
tiny dick, fucking hell, I was like, fuck.
I was listening.
And I didn't go. I was fucking pissed. I grabbed that fucking dude by the backpack and fucking swinging him around. Teacher comes fucking over, it was a whole fucking deal. But I was like, yo,
Now is it
can't have my fucking small dick exposed to all these fucking
Well, yeah, I
people
mean,
this
like
time
when
of
I
year.
was a teenager in high school, like you could like walk into the bathroom and your buddy's at the urinal and you could just like pee on his leg a little bit and split. That's fun.
Yeah.
You do that now, you're
It's fucked up,
piece
yeah.
of shit. That's not cool.
Yeah.
You fucking
But
pee
it's
on
like,
your
it's
friends.
still funny. He like,
Still funny. Still funny. I would be pissed though. I gotta be honest.
dude.
Yeah,
I would be pretty
of
pissed.
course. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, like that's the group of friends that I grew up with. They were like, it was all like mock Jackass, but that was fucking golden.
Well, we like
man.
on tour, like our merch guy he couldn't sit and pee into a bottle, so he'd always get up onto his knees.
Yeah.
And so if I was driving and I noticed that he's on his knees pissing,
Hit that break, dude.
fuck yeah, you do.
Absolutely.
You know, just little shit like, or
Absolutely.
like with my roommates, like buttering the floor, and they'd be like, dude, come look at this, it's so important. And they come hauling ass, hit the butter, and eat shit, and usually hurt themselves. And still, you're like, so good.
Yeah.
Well, now we hurt
Fuck your
ourselves. We
ankle.
just don't get up as quickly.
Why is it like, you know, and that's funny you said it because like, I love like watching those like shitty like shows that come. It's like compilation of people getting hurt, and you just fucking laugh at everyone like getting hit in the nuts is hilarious when it's not you.
Yeah, when
But,
it's
like,
not your nuts.
We
it's
like
rad.
we were like showing some like I was like my little brother-in-law and his girl and like just a group of kids a generation or two under us, right?
Details are
And they were
important.
like why is this funny? Like these people are getting hurt. And I was like,
Seriously?
this is fucking hilarious. Yeah, like younger generations like they don't
People
don't
they're
think it's funny.
they're making people more compassionate now, CJ, and it's fucking us up.
Empathy is just hurtful.
It's rampant. It's fucking rampant empathy is
Nicely done.
fucking us up,
Nicely
dude.
done. I'm about to steal your coffee and drink it, man. I'm just letting you know that. I love when you do this question. This is a good one. What is the best after show meal spot for you?
Athens.
Ooh,
Let
shit.
them understand
See, I've
injection.
been around a long time, man. So for a while, it was the grill, and then like
Molly's
you
Burger.
hit the Waffle House. Obviously, is always a good one. Waffle House it's interesting too. Like I've gone to Waffle Houses after shows, and there's like stabbings and shit.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, Waffle House. Yeah, crazy.
There was there's a little Little Italy is always good for that kind of shit. Like
I love Little Italy.
I don't know, man. Like I kind of am drawn to the sketchier shit, even on tour over the years. Like
I go to the National after my shows.
whatever you're cruising by that looks like you might get stabbed at. Like let's go there. Let's see what they got going on.
Yeah. I like that.
Solid. What about the meal choice? What are you getting typically?
For the years, I would go to the grill and I would get fries and feta.
Oh, dang. You're throwing down.
That's the move.
Yeah.
Super solid when you just need to put some fucking starch on top of all the booze, drugs.
Excellent.
Fries and feta.
Waffle House, you gotta go all star,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Every time.
so that no matter what you want, it's there.
Truth.
All Star was my pick for a long time, but I switched over to the cheesesteak with bacon.
What is wrong
Oh
with
no,
you?
dude, nothing. And I guarantee 90% of the viewers would have fucking agreed with this.
We'll take a poll later.
it's
I don't
so-
think they will.
It's so fucking good.
So
It really is.
five of the 6 people listening to
Yeah,
this
thank
have
you.
their back, Dan.
Yeah.
Mom, remember to vote for
They
me.
gotta have my back. I'm telling you, that Texas cheesesteak melt is fucking the bomb.
What else we got, Dan? Better be a good one.
What does the Athens music community here mean to you? What do you? Yeah.
Well, there was a time where it was everything to me, from like 12 years old or so. Like, so Dave, Noise Mountain Dave and I, when we were teenagers, used to sneak out to go see bands like Exit 86, who was fronted by the singer of Noise Mountain now. So,
Oh,
like,
shit.
there's a lot of weird things that were, like, unattainable, out of reach kind of shit when we were kids that are, like, so normal now that, like, you kind of get immune to things in a certain way where it doesn't mean as much as it should now. But at a time, it was like, I remember seeing my first local bands at the place I practice at now and just being like, wait, you can just start a band and just have a show? Like, you don't,
Yeah, that's cool.
it's like someone has to tell you that. You don't think about it. Like, it's not a tangible idea when you're a kid and you're just like watching Animal on TV and you're like, oh, how do I fucking do that?
Yeah.
You just do it. You
Get
just
two
fucking
homies and go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Athens taught me that. Like you just do it. You figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, that's what's cool about Athens. You could like be like the three of us could be like, hey, you guys want to write 3 songs and go play a fucking show next week?
Yeah.
You could do it.
Well, see, and like with touring too, like you just find another band that's touring and like either punish them and ask them a million questions or you eavesdrop a lot. Like I used to do like merch shit with bands, and then when someone was like going to take a call to book something, I just kind of like, what the fuck is that? You know, like,
Just saying.
the first bunch of tours I did were like just cold calling and emailing people from like a computer at the library that I'd have to like find a ride to a few times a week to check.
Yeah. And
like have people like shutting you down because when you call them, you got your 15-year-old boy voice is, you can hear it, so they're just like hang up on you or whatever. I spent a lot of time just like working super hard to try and get 6 shows that were real far away from each other because I couldn't find anything between them, and we're like, well, going on tour anyway. It's gonna take us 2 weeks to play 7 shows.
We have 8-hour drives every day.
Yeah,
but
and you figure it out and you suck at it until you don't, or you just suck at it for so long that you get tired and you have to stop.
Yeah, burn out or fade away.
Going back to the question though, obviously that's what it meant to you then. How does it feel now? I mean, you're playing with Dad, you're playing with guys that you grew up with. There are some new people on the scene.
Same town.
What's your feelings now?
I think it's still really cool, but I haven't done enough that like I know all the differences yet. I just feel like I do need to behave a little better and like watch what I say a little more than I used to, and like because you don't want the new people around to like just be like, oh, this is just fucking old shithead who thinks he can do whatever he wants. Like I want to be able to fucking relate on your level too and like play your show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And have us all enjoy what we're doing without like feeling like I'm stepping into something totally new, because it's still our thing, but it's our thing. It's not our thing and you're here now.
Right.
It's like I'm trying to approach it in a way where like we're all still in the same fucking thing. Yeah. Whether or not we do it different.
I mean the nucleus is Athens and we're just living in
it. Yeah, and the older you get, the more you can be like, I don't necessarily like this band's songs, but the guys are cool, and so let's do some stuff. When you're a kid, you're like, fuck that band, we're not playing. You know what I mean?
Dude, that has been such a tough lesson to learn for me, because you're absolutely right. That's what it was for me early on when I was up in Cleveland. It was like, I don't like the music of that. I don't want to play in it. Guys are nice, but whatever. And now it's totally flipped to like, hey, whether or not I find the music immediately grabbing me, am I going to listen to it on the weekends? Maybe not. But like if the guys are good and they care about their, the other members of the music community, I'm kind of like drawn to it, and I end up enjoying the music by spending time with them. Mm-hmm. And that's weird for me.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love it though.
Cool look.
I'm still trying to get into his music. It's tough. I'm stealing your coffee.
Tough for me to get into it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dan, you need more coffee?
Yeah, we're taking some next.
Yeah, we're just gonna take it. Yeah, get in front of them. Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I got you. Boop. Oh yeah. Did you pass that over? Thank you, man. Did you hand me one?
I did.
You did.
It's the thick one.
It's the thick one. It's the thick one.
The one you like. It fits well in your hands.
Kind of covered that one too, but you getting started playing drums. Just tell us about that experience. Did you have did you get a trash kit? Did your parents grab it for you? How'd that happen?
I really wanted to play drums, and I come from a poor family, so it was like, you figure it out.
Yeah.
So I was just drumming on shit, just whatever bullshit I had around for, I don't know, from the time I was like 6 until I was probably 10 or 11, and then I went camping with some friends, and I came home, and there was a drum kit set up in the corner of my room. Terribly, it was set up so fucking weird. Because my dad bought me a kit and just like built it, so it was all fucking whacked out.
But that's legit
cool.
though.
But
it
was fucking cool, and and then when I just sat down and played it, and kind of knew what I was doing enough that he was like sold. Because at first he was, it's hard to make an investment like that on a kid.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck
He's been drumming on the stove for 2 months.
How old were you when this happened?
10, 11.
Okay.
5th grade.
Was it your birthday, or you just came home and?
Just a random time, dude. I just
That's
been
a good
at
dad
it.
move.
Been at it.
That is
and
a good
asking
dad
for it
move.
for
I
so
love
fucking
that.
long. Like he fucking made it happen. And,
That's awesome.
That's right.
And he's always come to shows and shit. I mean, he was at that Cactus show at Normal Bar. He's
Really?
he's still around. Still doing
That show was fucking awesome. Let me talk about that for 1 second. So I walked in, I was like, I want to catch Nick's band. I've never seen Nick play. Everybody's always talking about.
Which venue was
Hey
this
Dad.
again? Was this Nowhere?
This was at Normal Bar.
Normal Bar. Okay, that's right.
And I walk in, and y'all were fucking like 1, 2, 3, 4 right into Pathetic.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've told you this like 10 times. I was like, fuck yes, I'm in the right fucking spot.
Yeah, Dylan
and then I was telling John that, and John was like, no fucking way Nick was playing Pathetic. There's no way he was playing. I was like, I'm dead ass serious. And so, yeah.
Well, what's funny is Car Bomb had a song back in the day called Better You Than Me that the chorus musically was almost exactly the same as Pathetic.
Yeah.
And so Webb and I, he's in Burns Like Fire, he was in Car Bomb originally.
Couch?
Yeah. We got to where we would just throw our chorus out and just sing the Pathetic chorus.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
And so then we started playing with Dylan. We were trying to figure out a good song with switchback vocals so we could get used to singing together. And so that was what we were playing.
That one will train you, yeah, for sure.
Because it's just fun, but it sounded so good that we were like, fuck it, put it in the set, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought it was
let's
awesome. You
actually
guys
play
played.
it. you know?
And then you guys covered Mighty Mighty Boston's.
Yeah,
That was your
yeah.
closer, I think.
We still do that. We call that the single.
Nice, yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's play the single, dude.
It was just a fun set, man. It was like I got 2 covers that I was not, and it's nice to get a cover that you were not expecting when you're seeing any band.
Well, that's the thing. Like, everybody wants to cover shit for punk points, and we're like, no, fuck that. Let's do the real obvious shit that like is gonna get people to either be bummed or just sing it because they obviously know it.
you
Who
have
the
to sing
fuck doesn't know the impression that I get?
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
Liar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and before
My mom knows
before
the
we played it,
impression
I got
that
to say, "Hey, who likes ska?" And a bunch of hands went up, and I was like, "Dorks."
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Fuck your saxophone.
Feeding coffins, 2 old boys talking. We made a podcast about your dad. I've got Dr. Scholl's in my